Hello everyone! Well, I know none of my videos really have any specific theme or thing to begin with, so like always I'm trying something new, but I'm hoping that like my shitty products around my house, maybe I'll just have a weekly thing where I talk about stuff that's like pissing me off or whatever, because stuff pisses me off quite often, but sometimes it's just topical stuff that I don't want to take all the time to write a script and plan out a bunch of skits and stuff like that, because by the time I talk about it, it's already dead. Now, ordinarily, I don't know why, but I've tried to stop myself from talking about like political stuff, even though most of my videos are on controversial things anyway. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, and like I figure I might as well, because it's my channel anyway. So the first thing is O.J. Simpson is getting out of prison, which I think is the craziest, shittiest thing in the world, because he's a fucking monster. Like, there are so many people who, for years and whatever, were like, free OJ, which is the craziest fucking thing, because not only is it, like, pretty much known as fact that he definitely killed his wife and got away with it, but also, if you don't believe that, the fact that you know that he did in fact get charged with like armed robbery or something should in fact tell you maybe a little bit about his character. Maybe he would be willing to kill his wife if he's willing to take a thing that kills people and rob somebody with it. And then he had a statement in court, whatever, where he's trying to look like such a beautiful caterpillar who just had a little bit of a hard time in life. He's like, yeah, if I, would have maybe thought my decision through a little bit, then I wouldn't be here today, and I fully admit that happened. And it's like, oh, really? I had no fucking idea. It's almost like, you know, that's the entire reason you weren't put in prison. If that wouldn't have happened, that wouldn't have happened. Like, to me, it's just, I like, honest to God, just have no idea how people could even, like, say stuff like that. And the same thing with, the Bill Cosby case. I think that, like, it's so apparent that he's a serial rapist. And just, like, I don't know if it's because he's famous and plays this good guy, and the media covers him as this good guy, or what. You know, speaking of the media, I feel like it's just this big cult of, well, not idiots, but because the people that believe most of it are idiots, but they just want to make, like, as much money as possible, and they sensationalize every single thing, and flip so many stories, and get, like, this 1% narrative, and they never, like, give context or anything like that. And, okay, like, here's a tame, non-political example, whatever. There's this article on, I think it's the NBC Snapchat story, and it's like, the government is cracking down on the deep web, and then it's like, don't know what the deep web is? It's like, don't fucking patronize me, cunt. I'm not 70 years old. Everybody knows what the deep web is. You know, I'm on Snapchat. I'm cool. All right. It's like, don't worry, you may have never heard of it, because it's this super secret online thing, whatever. And it's like, no, it's not. You could go on YouTube right now and you could hear, hey guys, today we're gonna download the Tor browser and I'm gonna show you all my favorite child porn sites because I'm a child myself. First of all, I don't think that the government's gonna be able to do that much about the deep web anyway. I mean, people are always gonna find a way around shit. But besides that, I mean, the dark web is one thing, but just the deep web in general, which people often confuse as synonymous, like, there are a lot of legitimate reasons why people could use that. Like, let's say you're a member of ISIS, and you just happen to like gay furry porn, then they'll cut your head off if they know that you're doing that. So a lot of people like to be untraceable and anonymous, and that's really all it is. You could use a lot of regular websites from the Tor browser and stuff like that, and also, like, I mean, there is sects of it that are, like, of course, drugs and guns and God knows what else, but for the most part, like, it's more or less tame. Also, Sean Spicer retired. I don't really care too much about that. I know that he tweeted out a bunch of his passwords a few times, so he can't be all that intelligent. But it's also positive because it stops from SNL from making some more political skits, because that's the only way they really get views anymore. They're not very funny. But, like, also some of the reason that I feel like I shouldn't do political stuff is because, like, you know, with other things, even if you have an opinion, you're usually generally willing to, like, at least hear the other person out. But some people hear something and then they assume, like, oh, they're against this, or like, oh, he must be like a huge XYZ supporter, and then like, you know, just not listen to the thing and become a keyboard warrior at me. Like, when I complain about the media, I feel like I might as well just put on a thinning blonde wig and... My son, Baron, folks, let me tell you, I've seen him before. I've walked in on him. He's huge, folks, alright? He knows more than just the art of the deal. I remember when I was younger, I used to take him into the woods, and me and a pack of wolves would order some hookers, and we'd teach him the ways, folks, alright? Let's be real, okay? Fuck CNN. Well, this wasn't really a very good video, but it was a video, and I think that it's just too hot to keep going and complaining. So here's some footage of me relocating some snakes that were taking over my grandma's house. Hello everybody, I'm at my grandmother's house in upstate New York, and there's this beautiful stone stairway, except that there's one problem with it. It's home to probably hundreds of these buddies. So we're gonna go relocate them to somewhere else. So we're just gonna be relocating them not too far away, but at least they're not right at my grandmother's house. You know what they say, owls are great predators of snakes, but don't Google that because it's probably not true. So I know this is a bit different, but it's just kind of cool, so I'm gonna set them free. Except that they're all piling up in the trash can. They're just staying there. Why aren't they moving? There's a baby in there too. So we're just...
Throw them down more. You gotta let them out here? That's so stupid. They're gonna find their way back, Rich.
They're not.
Rich, they are.
They're not, look, they're all crawling in. There.
They're all out?
Yep, no more snakes.